90% of people will work their entire lives and never become financially free. We often assume this widespread failure comes down to a lack of effort, pure bad luck, or a low salary. But high income provides no guarantee of wealth. Six-figure earners frequently drown in debt, while others on modest salaries quietly build fortunes. The deciding factor is a concept called the decision divergence. Every paycheck you receive faces 5 specific forks in the road. In these moments, your choices either build wealth or destroy it. By learning to spot these 5 invisible traps, you can step out of the 90% and begin realigning your financial trajectory today. The first fork appears on the day you receive a promotion or a pay raise. This chart tracks lifestyle inflation. On the typical path, as income rises, spending scales up right alongside it. A new car, a larger apartment, or more frequent dining out absorbs the increase. The raise feels significant for a month, but your net wealth remains at zero. On the wealth building path, you hold your expenses steady. By saving at least half of every new raise, you create a growing surplus between what you earn and what you spend. The second divergence occurs during an unexpected financial shock, like a car breakdown or a medical emergency. Without an emergency fund, these setbacks force you to rely on credit. This begins a cycle where you pay interest on your misfortune, often leading to a debt spiral that lasts for years. Setting aside a modest $500 buffer allows you to absorb the shock in cash. This prevents a single mechanical failure from becoming a long-term debt obligation. Financial stability comes from building a deliberate buffer between your daily life and absolute chaos. The third divergence happens at the purchase point, the moment you decide where to deploy your remaining cash. The standard path involves buying liabilities. Gadgets, clothes, or shoes provide a brief feeling of success, but their resale value drops the moment they leave the store. Building wealth requires choosing assets instead. These are things that pay you back over time, such as stocks, business equity, or specialized skills that increase your value in the marketplace. Before any transaction, wealth builders ask a specific question. Does this make me money, or does this just cost me money? Stagnant cash in a bank account provides safety, but it does not grow. True financial progress comes from converting that cash into vehicles that generate future value independently. The fourth divergence is the information gap. Traditional schooling rarely explains how the modern economy actually functions, leaving most people to navigate complex systems blindly. On this path, people learn through expensive real-world mistakes, often discovering the mechanics of interest and debt only after they are already trapped by them. You can avoid this by seeking out independent financial education. Proactively learning how money moves puts you ahead of the majority who never study the system. The final divergence is the fear of investing. Many people keep their savings in a standard bank account because the stock market appears volatile. However, cash loses purchasing power every year due to inflation. This chart shows the cost of living climbing, while the value of uninvested money effectively shrinks. Leaving money idle is a choice to accept a guaranteed loss. In this context, investing becomes a mandatory defensive measure rather than an optional risk. These choices seem small in isolation, but when they repeat daily over several decades, the impact is massive. This line chart shows 2 identical starting salaries. By choosing the wealth path at each of the 5 forks, the top line curves upward, creating a massive disparity in net worth compared to the person who stayed on the default path. Your financial status is the sum of these 5 habits. Because these are behavioral choices, you have the power to change your outcome by changing your response to the next fork in the road. Identify the single biggest leak in your current finances and commit to fixing just that one habit this week. Comment below and let us know which of these 5 traps hit closest to home for you. If this breakdown opened your eyes, subscribe. We share the truths about money that help you stay on the right side of the divergence.